Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is joecool here. Been promising you guys I was going to make another build video, so here we go. I know the last build video was quite some time ago, and I know we have, all of us pretty much have made some updates due to different patches and stuff, so here to show you my build and what it is now. Some of it's the same, some of it's changed, so let's just get right into it. First thing, we'll just look at the weapons. Gonna get this, I call it the AK-47, but it's really the handmade. I use now a anti-armor faster fire rate handmade. I used to run the anti-armor explosive fire handmade. Really, that handmade's still really good, but I personally like this one. I know Don has been running it for way longer than I have. He was running it when I was using the explosive one, and then he's like, you gotta give this a try, you gotta give this a try. Finally, I said, let me shut him up. I gave it a try, fell in love with this gun. Anti-armor, faster fire rate, handmade, for me, is probably the best handmade. Again, nothing against the anti-armor explosive. Anti-armor explosive still is good in my book, but me personally, I prefer the faster fire rate anti-armor handmade. It has not let me down since. Great weapon in my opinion. Definitely like my go-to for most of my PvP fights. Until Teslas get pulled out, but we'll go into that. You can see my current mods on it. I use the stinging magazine because of the nerf to the extended magazine, which everybody knows happened a couple patches ago. So unfortunately, right now the mag size I believe is only 35, and stinging magazine I guess gets you it the most capacity, which makes no sense, but it's Bethesda for you. Going on, we have my quad gamma gun. This is just a fun gun. I love to play around with quad ammo capacity to really spray down bad guys with the gamma. Of course, quad faster fire rate would be better, but you just can't beat a quad gamma gun just hitting people with radiation. Always have this on you. I always keep it on me because you just never know when you want to just burn somebody down with rads. It's a fun gun in my opinion. Continuing, I have my anti-armor explosive laser. This is just a good solid gun to have. I personally don't run this as much anymore, but I do keep it on me. It just breaks too much in my opinion, but it's always just good to have. I like to shoot people who like to hide behind trees. This has a good area of effect damage spray, so if someone's hiding from a far distance, you can kind of hit them and get them to run out. But in my opinion, this is probably like my fourth gun to use in a battle. The handmade being number 1, Tesla being number 2, Gamma being 3, and this will be number 4. And it's just primarily because it breaks. I do have quite a few repair kits, so if worst came to worst, I can just use a repair kit. But it's probably my fourth go-to gun out of my set. Going on, I have my Tesla rifle, quad Tesla. I do not run quad faster fire rate. I can't afford one of those in the wasteland. But quad, you can't go wrong with an automatic quad Tesla rifle. This is the meta of the game, whether you like it or not, whether you don't like this gun, whether you like this gun, this is the meta. This is why I have one. As soon as I see someone popping one of these or using stealth boys, I instantly go to this. It's just the meta of the game. I do use it quite often. Next, I just have my fun weapon, the Punchy, which is the same boxing glove I've been running for quite some time, you guys know. Faster swing speed and anti-armor, and most people know that melee is kind of moot at this point in the game, so I just use this to kind of spark off people. You know how we do with the being wanted, going in there punching them. No one wants to get punched repeatedly, so this usually is my weapon to instigate people into a fight, so I do love it. Alright, gonna go now into some armor. Gonna go down to my Sentinel Assassin. I still run Sentinel Assassin, guys. That has not changed. I do run powered. I was able to finally get some powered pieces here and there. So armor's pretty much straightforward. Powered BOS combat, left arm. Right arm, same thing. My right leg, same thing. Now my chest piece, I did not run this for a while. I used to run a BOS auto stim powered piece. oh, I think it has Sentinel on it, so Sentinel auto stim be powered. I dropped it like an idiot and never found it to pick it up, so I had to go to this. The reason I really don't like this is because if you notice, the energy resistance is only 19, whereas the BOS chest I think is something like 60 or 70. So I've only been running this for a couple of days now, and it's this is not my preferred piece, but unfortunately I have to run this now. I was running an auto stim BOS Sentinel powered, so it's ripped to me on that. It's my damn fault for dropping it. And then what's my other, and then that's my left arm. And notice my left arm is not powered, so I do not run a full powered set. It's just hard to find pieces nowadays, but again, everything is Sentinel Assassin. Let's see, so that's pretty much all the pieces. Now we'll get into the cards. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so this is my typical card setup. It's not where I wanted 100%, but it has changed a lot since the last video I made, so let's just go into it. Notice my strength cards, I do not run melee anymore, so I do not have any type of melee strength cards. I do run Barbarian, just for the little bit of extra damage and resistance. I am thinking about taking this down. I do have some points. If you notice, I got 4 points. I just haven't really figured out where I want to move my points yet, but I started running Traveling Pharmacy because we do carry a shit ton of stim packs on us now, so we do need some food buildy things to reduce the weight of the stim packs. We easily run over 100 stim packs on each of our person easily. At any given time, there should be at least 100 stim packs on you, both regular stims and super stims. Regular stims allow you to pick up people, super stims just heal you. So I do have Traveling Pharmacy on too, just to reduce my weight so I'm not over encumbered by carrying all those stims. My perception cards are the same. Nothing has changed here. I'm running my expert commandos. I'm running tank killer for the anti-armor effect, and I'm running concentrated fire. The perception cards for commando are for the Tesla rifle and for the handmade. So I personally run on all threes. That's why I'm on 15, to try to get as much damage output. Again, even though the damage output is at 110, I want my Tesla rifle to be a little higher. I probably could modify this and maybe drop the commando cards, at least one of them, to 2 and move points around, but at my level it's so difficult to get points now to move to other things. I would need at least 2 points, one to move a point to perception, and another point minimum to buy a card to do something else. So right now, I personally am going to leave my perception at 15. Going over into endurance, I do run Ironclad at 1, kind of thinking whether or not I would move probably Barbarian out and put a point back to Ironclad. That kind of makes more sense, seeing that my strength is so low, that I would try to maybe move 3 points out of strength and put 3 points into endurance to get Ironclad up to 4, because I believe this goes up to 5, to get the damage and energy resistance. I just don't have the points to do that yet. In order for me to do that, I would need 3 points here and then 3 points here. I would need a minimum of 6 levels just to do that one move I want to do. So, it's going to take some time, but that's something that's in my brain right now. Adamantium Skeleton, I do that just for the stagger. I run it. A lot of people have, oh, should we run it, should not run it? I do, and it works fine for me. Fireproof, I run it because people still do run explosive weapons, explosive handmaids, explosive lasers. This still is viable to me. We have tested it, and it still does work. Now, a big change to Charisma. I do run 3 points on Charisma. I run Team Medic. It's what I share out, because usually when we're PvPing, it's Don, it's Sandman, Cheech, and if we're near each other and someone pops a stim pack, I'll get that added benefit, or if I pop a stim pack, they'll get that added benefit. So this is something I definitely run. Do we see it in battle? I personally do. I check my little icons on the side, and Sandman will randomly stim, and I'll get the benefit for it, and that's like a free stim pack for me. So running in a team group, I find this being useful, and we always looking for what can we share to benefit from the group. I'm personally running Team Medic to help us all out. Now, Field Surgeon is something I've been testing, and I love this card. Stim packs and Radaway will now work much more quickly. So I used to run an auto stim piece, and I ran it with Field Surgeon. Beautiful. As soon as that auto stim kicks in when your life dips under a certain level, the field surgeon kicks in and it boosts so fast. So you want to be a tanky build. Field surgeon, I was talking to Sandman about this. We tested it. It is visually a great card to have, especially when you're going against a bunch of people and they're hitting you with Tesla rifles and you just want to stand still. You get the Sentinel Assassin running. They hit you, auto stim. Field surgeon kicks in. Great. The one thing I did notice, however, is field surgeon, I think, only works to a certain point, and I'll explain that right now. Going into intelligence, this is what I'm running in intelligence now. This is different from my build before. I am running Nerd Rage. I should be running this a little higher, but I'm only running it on 1 right now. Again, my build is not 100% where I want it. It's probably maybe 90, 95. I could actually put more points to Nerd Rage. I believe Sandman and Dom probably have this higher than me. Batteries included. I run this due to the fact that I run a lot of fusion cells for my Tesla rifle and for my the explosive laser. So I just run this. Again, it's a food buildy card. You're going to notice a little more food buildy things here, and it's just because we run so much ammo on it, so we want to keep our weight down so we don't become over encumbered. So now first aid, hands down, this card I started running after Sandman and Don did some field testing with it. Running the stim packs, because with everybody hitting you from every type of angle, you have auto stim pieces on, and you're going to notice I have Born Survivor. We'll go into this. This is going to make those stim packs run a little better. Now, here's something I did notice when it comes to field surgeon and first aid. Field surgeon, from what it looks like, doesn't hit the 45% more lost health. So let's say if I run a stim pack, a regular stim pack, it heals me. What I've noticed is field surgeon is only going to run the 100% of the stim pack, not the 145% of the stim pack. So let's see if I can explain that a little better. Let's say if a stim pack is going to heal, a normal stim pack is going to heal me 100%, 100 life. And I have first aid on, now that stim pack is going to heal me 145 life. What I noticed with field surgeon is the boost only hits the 100%. It won't hit the additional 45%. So if I'm running, if I have, let's say, 0 life, let's just say, and I hit a stim pack, that first 100% is going to boost so fast because of field surgeon, but additional 45 will go normal rate as if I didn't have field surgeon on. So I've noticed that when running field surgeon. Going into the agility, I do run Action Boy to get the my AP points faster, and that's because I'm running Dodgy now. So we'll get down to there. So because I'm running Dodgy, which is going to avoid 30% of incoming damage, but it's going to burn your AP, I run Action Boy to get that AP regen up faster while Dodgy's going. It has helped me become more tanky. Born Survivor, I think, is probably the most critical card I have in this whole setup. Falling below 30% health will automatically use a stim pack once every 20 seconds. So I run Born Survivor just in case my life dips. So now you gotta look at the chain of event. I'm in a PvP battle. Someone's hitting me with Tesla. I got 2 people hitting me with Teslas. Boom. My life dips below 30%. First aid's gonna kick in. Well, first off, Born Survivor is gonna kick in. So it's gonna give me the stim pack. First aid's going to give me more of the stim pack I just took, and then field surgeon is going to make that whole process faster. So as soon as my life dips below a certain point, you have Dodgy's going to kick in. Well, sorry, you're going to have Born Survivor's going to kick in, which makes field first aid kick in, which makes field surgeon kick in. So it's a 3-card system that works beautifully. Also, if you're running an auto stim piece, which I was on my chest, the chest that I lost like a dick, then I have the auto stim piece kicking in. I have Born Survivor gonna kick in. So once I say Born Survivor kicks in, I got 20 seconds before that procs again. But don't worry because I have an auto stim piece on. So if you have at least take one of your pieces and make it auto stim, makes this system beautiful. You have an auto stim or Born Survivor, which kicks in first aid, which kicks in field surgeon. It works wonderfully. It is very tanky, and there's a couple of items that you can take that are also going to boost that benefit. Going down, I run my secret agent for my stealth boys, because I love my stealth boys. You can hate them, I love them. That's all that's about. And it's going to just increase the longevity of them. Just as you guys have heard us complaining about this on certain videos, you'll take a Stealth Boy, you'll look like you're in Stealth Boy, and you'll get VATs, and as soon as you come back from Deth, you'll notice you're not in Stealth Boy. It's a glitch in the game. It's just something that you're just going to have to deal with. You'll pop a Stealth Boy, you're doing great, you're doing fine, time runs out, you're still in, your screen is still going to show you're in Stealth Boy when you're really not, and you can get VATs, so just keep eyes on that. My luck, for the most part, has stayed the same. I keep Bloody Mess, which is going to give me the more damage. I have Serendipity, which is, again, going to, you know, make bullets miss when I'm under 30% health. I have Class Freak for the mutations, and I have my Starch Genes for mutations. So now if you look again, you get Serendipity, so while I'm under 30% health, I have a 45% chance to avoid damage. But if I take the damage... Oh, somebody just bought something for me. Thank you. If I don't avoid the damage, then Dodgy will proc, then First Aid will proc, and then Field Surgeon will proc all at one time. So this is why you'll see, like, Sandman and I love tanky. Sandman runs his cards a little different, so we don't all run the cards the same. Don runs them different, Sandman runs them different, I run them different. This is mine. Sandman is way more tankier than I am, but he also has a couple of armor pieces I don't have, like the backpack and stuff. So that's why he's probably the most tanky out of all of us. Don's very tanky as well, but I've noticed this is going to keep me pretty tanky for the most part. We're going to get into some mutations. Let's see what we got here. So you notice I'm famished because I'm dying of hunger. You notice my mutations are pretty much the same. The only differences are I took off all of the proc mutations, that like the electrically charged and the one with the poison. I took those off. I just rolled them out and made sure I don't have them because, you know, when I'm wanted, I go punch someone so they can spark and then I can go kill them. I don't want somebody doing that to me. So I took those cards off because they were kind of annoying. They weren't doing anything to me. Adrenal Reaction. Bird Bones is beautiful. You can fall from very high places and not take any real damage. We kind of put it on because the -1 strength isn't really a big deal to us because Melee's again kind of moot at this point, so we're really not running that. But it helps with the agility points. I run a Carnivore just so I can just eat without having to worry about it. I do run Eagle Eyes. It's going to help my crit damage when I use my Handmade because I do VATs when I had the opportunity to with my Handmade, and my perception's higher. We did start running Empath, which is the +6% damage taken, -25% team damage taken. So we all run Empath. When Sandman runs Strange in Numbers, it all helps us. I think we probably take +6 damage, +5 damage, but we're on the team. It's a -20-something% damage. So those numbers, and Don's joining me now, those numbers are kind of like, they balance each other out. So Empath is working. And then just the rest of my mutations are pretty standard mutations. Marsupial, Scaly Skin, Talons, Healing Factor, pretty much the standard stuff. Just to show you what I do have, I do run some High Voltage Hefe for the extra energy damage. I do have some Ballistic Block, which I rarely use this, but for the Handmade damage, nothing really out of the ordinary here. My Stealth Boy, you see my Stimpaks, I do run over 100 combined Stimpaks, and if you look at the weight, because I'm running Traveling Pharmacy, the weight is 0.6 and 0.4 compared to, I think this is like 1.5 and 1 without it on. And if you look at the amount of ammo I carry on me, this is actually pretty low for me, ammo-wise, but without those food build cards on, I would be definitely overweight by now. So that's pretty much my build. Any questions, leave it in the comments. I definitely will try to answer them. Questions, comments, let me know. Again, this is just my build. Sandman's is a little different. So that's my updated build. I hope you guys enjoy. Take care.